Welcome to PR Like a Boss, the podcast where we cut through the fluff and talk all things publicity, brand power, and getting seen by the right people, with a side serving of beauty and wellness news. I'm your host, Patz, and today's guest is truly fabulous in every sense of the word. She's a pharmacist, entrepreneur, wellness educator, startup businesswoman of the year, and the founder and CEO of the award-winning supplement brand FabÜ. She's known online as the Fabulous Pharmacist, and she's made it her mission to help people better understand their health, their hormones, and their PR power. She's also got a powerful new book called Love Your Vulva, an open, honest, and empowering guide to women's intimate health. It covers everything from anatomy and hygiene to STIs, pelvic floor health, menopause, sexual trauma, post-cancer recovery, and yes, even hair removal. It's funny, frank, and absolutely necessary. Today, we're diving into how Laura built her personal brand, launched a wellness empire, broke taboos with confidence, and got the media and her audience leaning in. Laura, welcome to the show.
God, that sounds great. Thanks a million. Are you sure that's me you're talking about?
Well, if it isn't, I don't know who I've got on the show then.
That's a lovely intro. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Laura, you've taken such a unique path from the pharmacy to becoming one of Ireland's most recognisable voices in health and wellness. So let's kick off with how this all began. What inspired you to step beyond the pharmacy counter and start building your personal brand online?
Really, my patients and customers that were coming into the pharmacy every day, I learned so much from them. So pharmacy, by its very nature, was a very academic course. It was a 5-year course in Trinity College, Dublin. And we come out full of knowledge about medicines, about illnesses, but really, and doctors would say the same, it's only when you're speaking to patients that you can really understand the effects of their bodily changes on them. And it was through the women that were coming in every single day to me, not understanding the changes that were happening to their bodies, not well educated about it, through no fault of their own, because it wasn't discussed. Even the word vulva, we have never really used that word. We've fun names for our bits, like our Betsy and our Margaret, but we often just call the female anatomy the vagina, but the vagina is just one small part of it. The vulva is all on the outside, the vagina is on the inside. So if women do not even have the proper names for their anatomy, how can they then explain issues that happen to them? So it was really them that inspired me. And then my followers on Instagram as well, then as they grew and as I learned more from them, their DMs, their confessions. I do a confession box every Sunday on my stories where people just send in random things, and the information that they were giving me was the basis of why I knew I had to come out of the pharmacy and speak to a wider audience.
How did you first begin growing your audience, and what strategies worked best for you?
It was really organic, to be honest with you. So I was kind of tipping along on Instagram, middling a bit, particularly before stories came along. So before stories came along, it was all just posts. I'm not a very posy person. It's hard to discuss wellness, I suppose, or medicines in a post and make it engaging, apart from just a picture of a drug and what it can do. But once stories began on Instagram, I was really able to get my personality across, speak to people like the way you and I are speaking now. You're looking at them, you're engaging with them. That was really the beginning of it. But actually, when COVID hit was really when Fabulous Pharmacist took off, because my patients couldn't come into the pharmacy to speak to me about their issues. And I had built up a reputation in my area as someone who knows a lot about women's health, particularly perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. And women would come to me from far and wide to get their drugs, to get their advice. And when COVID happened and the pharmacies could only work in the pharmacy and patients and customers weren't encouraged to come to the pharmacies, they didn't. And I was actually very worried about my patients. So I set up a private group for them, and they just wanted all their friends to join. So it just grew from there. And then I was like, I'm just going to, just make this my Instagram. And that's really how it happened. So it was very organic how it happened. I just kept putting out the information, kept answering the questions that were put in, because you can be guaranteed if one woman asks the question, there's 100 women behind her that have the same question, but they might be too afraid to ask. So it was quite organic. And I know that some people would say, how do you grow on Instagram, or how do you grow on social media? You just keep showing up every single day with something that you like to talk about, because people can read it if you don't, if you're just doing something because you think it might cheat the algorithm, or if you think, oh, this is a trend I can jump on. But if you're not being true to yourself, then people can tell,
Yeah,
particularly because they can just
completely.
see it on your face.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you balance being a healthcare professional with being a brand and essentially a media personality?
It's quite easy, actually, because everything that I speak about is health and is wellness and is evidence-based and is with a trueness about what I want to bring to the world. So it's easy enough. I suppose back in the early days, I probably would have put stuff up where I wouldn't have even thought twice about it. Now, I have to be a little bit more cautious about, could I offend anyone? Is there someone that I may not be addressing in this that could maybe think, oh, well, I mean, she's talking about this issue, but actually she's not speaking to me directly because I have another issue. So I do tend to sometimes now second guess myself sometimes. But apart from that, I think if you are evidence-based, if you're true to yourself, and if everything comes from the heart, then you can't get in trouble.
Yeah. You've not just built a brand, you've built an award-winning one. Let's
Yeah.
talk PR, storytelling, and standing out in a busy wellness space, because it's a crowded area. What were some of the biggest PR or marketing moves that helped FabÜ gain early traction?
So I have always loved being a little bit out there and having fun. I love laughing. I laugh every day. And there's no way that I could have had a brand that didn't incorporate that element of my personality. So I bought a Wonder Woman outfit online for about €12. It is threadbare now. It's been worn so much. And
But you
I
look fantastic in it, I have to say. Love
And I
it.
wa- and I walked I walked out in public in it, and I interviewed people. So I'd have my Wonder Woman outfit on me. I'd be interviewing people about their vaginas, their vulvas, their sex life, their HRT, out on the streets, in the main street in Dublin, in O'Connell Street and Grafton Street, asking all kinds of people. Sometimes I'd throw a lab coat over my Wonder Woman outfit. I went to the Galway Races, which is a big racing festival over here, in my Wonder Woman outfit, and I dressed my sister up as a giant vulva, and we walked around. And that kind of got you noticed. And it wasn't getting noticed for the sake of it. There was a message behind it about women's health. So that's really where it started. I'm not afraid to push the boundaries and to maybe, that expression, do it now, ask for forgiveness later.
Yep.
So I'm kind of a big believer in that, because I think that even when I had started doing my Instagram, and when I started doing my videos from the dispensary, now there was no patient information ever given out, or no one would have ever even known where I was. It was just like medicines in the background. But I probably would hazard a guess that if I'd asked my managers or my bosses in the head office, could I do this? They probably would have said no. But
Yeah.
because I just started doing it, and then they could see it actually brought people into the pharmacy to buy products and to seek my advice. They saw it as a good thing, but I would hazard a guess that if I'd asked them beforehand, they would have said no. So yeah, I'm kind of a big believer in do it and just wait to see what happens.
I love that. I need that more in my life, I think.
Yeah, I think sometimes, particularly women, we kind of are a little bit cautious, aren't we, about overstepping the boundaries or stepping outside the box, or the box that people think that we should be in. So I just think go for it. And I think it's happened as I've got older as well. I give less of a shit. Like, I very much care about people and their health and their wellness, but as in, like, what do people think of me? Do they think I'm an idiot? Well, look, if they think I'm an idiot, they think I'm an idiot. But in general, I've been received well. Even in London. Even in London. I have a British vulva now. Myself and Nicola Bond went on a tour around London, and so she's my British vulva. I have my Irish vulva over here. So we'll have vulvas in every country soon enough.
I love that. How did you approach storytelling for your supplement brand to build credibility and trust?
I started by speaking about the women that it will help. Now, my brand is for men and women, but mainly I have a female audience. So I just spoke to them and I didn't really tell them about the products. I wouldn't really talk about the products very much. I'm just talking
Okay.
about them, their health. And then the products naturally sell because people know you and they know that you're being trustworthy and that you're being honest and that you're trying to help them. So really it was about me, I suppose, showing reviews from real people
Mm.
and then also just talking to people about their health and just being really honest about it too. So yeah, less about that hard ass sales technique, more about the storytelling around how can we help people. Really important.
Yeah. So winning Best Irish Supplement Brand is huge. Can you share a behind the scenes moment that was pivotal for FabÜ's growth?
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think about it. Do you know what? Actually, that supplement brand award was actually very important for me to win. I didn't hide that I really wanted to win that. So I was up against a huge amount of other really good businesses that have been around for 20 years in Ireland, other supplement brands that have really made a name for themselves in the market. But I wanted to win that and I made it my mission to win it. So I went and I put on the Wonder Woman outfit. I put on a lab coat and I actually went around Dublin with this pretend megaphone going, make you great again. Like, you know, the MAGA movement, like the Make America, I made make you because FabÜ is like in the big U at the end of the umlaut. So I did that with a big placard with my team and we were going around like as if we were trying to garner votes for an election. And I put it up my page. I said, please vote for me. I really want to win this. And the public did in their droves. And that's really what happened. So I think that sometimes founders and business owners can be a little bit shy about wanting to win awards. But there's a huge importance in award winning because it means that your brand is recognized as a standout brand. So I think you should make no bones about it. You should do whatever you can to make it work for yourself and to not be embarrassed to fall on your face. Like just say, for instance, I hadn't won, but everyone knew that I'd wanted to win. I suppose the whole thing there is, oh my goodness, how embarrassing is that? I was asking people to vote for me and telling them that I really wanted to win and then I didn't. Sure, it's not embarrassing. People have forgotten about it, but at least you tried your best.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I would
that's
say
true.
really did it for me. And the people that voted are the people that used the products and they loved them. So, you know, and the public, if they have to get behind a public vote particularly, sometimes it could be just too much for them. They have to go through like numerous data collection points and stuff like that when it comes to some of those
Yeah.
awards. But I think if they use it and they love it and they're really invested in you and you can appeal to them, that it makes a difference.
Yeah,
And you
completely.
know, again, it's the genuineness. I really wanted to win that, and I thought my brand deserved to win it. I thought my team had put on such a huge, we put such effort into the brand. Do you know what? Like, I'm not sure the whole manifesting thing is something that's actually, you know, manifesting. What is it? But like, if you truly believe in yourself and you're like, I want to do this. There's a vision in your head of actually getting the award. Then, you know, it's all about positive mental attitude as well.
Yeah. What are your favorites? What are your
Mine.
go-tos?
So
Yeah.
my go-tos are my shrooms, Menno and Perry.
Oh, so
So
this
that,
one right here.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it's fabulous for women to make them feel more like themselves again during perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. And the resounding feedback that we get from it is that's what it's doing, helping with libido, helping with women just feeling less irritable, just feeling like themselves, not wanting to stab their husband in the neck when he's chewing cornflakes beside them. You know, that's a
Just
big
because they're
thing.
breathing as well.
I'm reducing homicide rates. But yeah, that one, my skin, hair, nails glow.
Okay.
I use it every day too. It helps with my hair fullness and thickness on my skin. And then my Or Relax I take at night time to help me just unwind. Yes,
I
so those are
like
my
that.
three
Your
favorites.
main
But
three.
everyone has their own. I have 9
Yeah.
SKUs now, and everyone has a favorite, or everyone have a favorite couple. So yeah, so it's great. And I've recently brought out a men's product for the menopause. So
Okay.
it's actually gaining traction.
Is
It's doing well.
it?
Men need love too, and for too long, actually, I suppose we've kind of slagged the male, you know, midlife crisis. We're like, oh, sure, look at him. He's just dressed in lycra and he's climbing up a mountain on a bike.
Bought a
But
sports car.
yeah, if he's rich, he's bought a sports car. But like men do lose 1% of their testosterone once they hit 40. Every year they lose it. And they do find life gets a little bit duller. The colour goes out of the television. They don't have the energy or the drive that they used to. So I deliberately made that product again from talking to men, from talking to my patients, talking to customers, living with one. living with a man in menopause. So yeah, so it's interesting. It's all been like, because it's so funny, when I first tried to go to market with my products, I remember phoning around the pharmacy buyers and they're like, oh, listen, it's saturated. No, no, no. Then I launched online and they're like, oh, this is interesting. So they asked, how do I stop this? So it is interesting. I think if you can, God, I forget what my point was there. Was it about the menopause?
Yes.
What was that about? Yes, so they didn't think that it was something that was necessary, but actually when I did launch it and they saw the traction that it was getting, they wanted to stock it. So yeah, it is interesting. And like with the male menopause or the menopause or whatever it is, it's just like similarly like menopause. We didn't discuss it years ago. Now it's all about menopause and it's fantastic. So we don't really discuss the what happens men. So now if we do, they'll be in a similar boat to us and everyone will be healthier and happier and less grumpy and it'll be brilliant.
I love that. Yeah, less
Yeah.
grumpy. My son was like, he's going, obviously, he's 11, so it's that sort of puberty stage, and we were having a bit of a conversation, and then we got into the whole perimenopause, and I said, it happens to women like, twice over in a way. Like I had to try and really simplify it, and I said, mummy's mood is, up and down, and I can be very like upset for something that's so minor when I shouldn't be. And he basically said, "Oh, mummy, is that why you're grumpy all the time?" So I was like, "Oh, yeah, maybe."
And it's funny as well because I suppose you don't think you don't see how they perceive you,
No.
either. So yeah, so kids can bear the brunt of it a little bit as well. So,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
I know.
Right, now let's talk about the book,
Oh,
Love
yes.
Your Vulva. It's coming out this September, and I can already tell it's going to be a game changer for many. So tell me, what was the biggest challenge when creating and promoting a book that deals with such intimate and often taboo topics?
So, I've written it now. I haven't yet begun to promote it. So
Well, you kind of
we're
have here and
kind of
there.
it,
You're
kind
sort
of
of
it.
dropping it in there.
Yes. Dropping it in there. You're right, I suppose. So I have a show over here in Ireland called Viva la Vulva,
Mm-hmm.
which I brought as a tour around Ireland in 2024. And
Mm.
it was a sellout tour. We spoke to thousands of women on that tour. It ended in the National Concert Hall here in Dublin. We had a matinee and an evening show just in March there, 2,000 women at each show. And it really made me see that women need this support. But when I first went on tour for this show, particularly down in Kerry, when I was trying to promote the event, no one wanted to talk to me, no radio station, no
Really?
newspaper, because I think it was because of the word vulva.
That's
But the
interesting.
women voted with their feet and they came.
Uh-huh.
So I think that women want this information and they need it. And this isn't just a medical book. It isn't actually a medical book. This is a book written for every woman, really simple to understand. It actually is beautifully illustrated. I have an amazing Irish artist, Marie
Mm.
Roach. So there's beautiful illustrations. It's not just like black and white biology illustrations from the GCSEs or the A levels. It's proper art celebrating women's bodies. And that's what my whole mantra is. It's like, let's talk about how we can celebrate our bodies and move forward, not discuss like, oh, this is awful and this is awful. It's like, how do we deal with prolapse? How do we deal with sexual dysfunction, dry
Mm.
vaginas,
Mm.
recurrent urinary tract infections? Is it normal to have a vulvar varicosity? That's a varicose vein on your labia when you're
Mm.
pregnant.
Mm.
And all of these things are really relevant, but because we have never discussed them, women do not understand when their bodies change, or else they leave it too late and they've been miserable for months and months and sometimes years. So promoting it is going to be promoted the way I just promote everything. I'm just going to like not hesitate to say the word vulva, vagina, penis, sex. They're normal words. We use them in everyday conversation. They're
Mm-hmm.
not vulgar.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll be doing it proudly.
Well, it's biology though, isn't it,
This
really?
is true. And wait till you see now what I have planned for our launch. And people are going to have to walk through a big vagina to
Love it.
get
Oh, I
to
can't
the.
wait. Please
I
say you're
know.
going to come over
Yes,
to
of
London to do it
course.
as well. How do you strike the balance between it being medically accurate? Yeah, I know you said it's not a medical book, but you are talking biology, so there is an essence of medicine there, and being emotionally resonant and making people smile. How do you strike the balance?
Yeah, so that's the thing. And I've read numerous books on vaginas and vulvas and all of these things and menopause and everything. And
Mm.
I wanted it not to be just factually correct. So I've interweaved all the stories from the pharmacy, from my own life. I've interweaved confessions that people send me in about their vaginas and vulvas and their sex lives and their issues as they've been growing up with their bodies. And so I've made it very relatable, very funny, and then just with full of knowledge. And I've also, for most chapters, I have amazing peers that read over it to make sure that everything is as informative and as accurate and as up to date as possible, as well as doing all my own medical research, because I think that that's really important to have those people around you that know more than you do. I'm a pharmacist. I know a huge amount about women's health and everything that happens with the body, but I'm not a gynecologist. So I have a gynecologist pal who's read over everything and gone, yes, that's absolutely perfect and accurate, and really hits the mark. So that's very important too, to have those people that can make sure that you're staying exactly straight on the die.
Well, you've created that fantastic network around you.
That's it. And you know what? None of us have ever done anything or achieved anything by ourselves. And I would always say that, my achievements are purely down to my team, my family. Like, it's a team effort, a family effort, a group effort. Even my Viva La Vulva tour, if I was just doing it by myself, it wouldn't have been as amazing as it is. I had amazing professionals on it with me, pelvic floor physios, sex therapists, a comedian. I've had amazing women on this journey, and I will always acknowledge their collaborative effect and how it's had on me, because, it's that whole girl power, but it's woman power, isn't it?
Yes, it is. For any brand founder wanting to talk boldly about something like sensitive, what's your best advice for cutting through the fear and making impact?
I would not use a huge amount of medical jargon.
Okay.
Just use straight talking, no fuss, and don't be embarrassed, because it's that, and that's the important thing. Don't be embarrassed, and then your followers won't be embarrassed, because they need the information, and you'll know if you're hitting the mark, because your follower count will grow and your videos will get seen and they'll get shared, and that's really it. But yeah, straight talking, cut through the noise, no jargon.
Keep it simple.
100%. 100%. And explain things, but don't over explain. People like high level information. If you're going deep down into the nitty gritty, you will lose them. Like, even myself, if I'm reading some of the books that are out there, I'm like, I do not need to know this level of information. Very few people do. If you want to find that level of information, absolutely knock yourself out. But in general, if people have an overall view of something, they know what the problem is, what the symptoms are, where they can get help, how they can treat it. That's all they need to know.
Yeah.
Really simple.
Top line. Laura, you've had some major media wins, but every founder has a few bumps and blunders along the way. Can you share a PR win you're especially proud of? Maybe a media appearance, a viral moment, or campaign? And are there any lessons you've learned the hard way about PR and marketing?
PR wins, let me think. In Ireland?
It could be anywhere.
Yeah, I think PR wins is just, it's actually, I probably keep going back to it, but it's doing those, crazy, I suppose, off the wall things in a moment, not being afraid to do something a little bit silly and just put it up there and watch it go viral. I did do this one video where I was on a zip line in my lab coat and I fell off it. And it wasn't part of the video, but actually we videoed it, we put it into slow motion, and we put up on it my hormones in menopause. And it's just my face, everything. It was just like this viral moment, and it went mental, and it was fantastic. And I actually think that people love to hear the bloopers and to hear about the things that go wrong, because things go wrong all the time.
All the time.
And I think if you're familiar with that, so even for instance, right, so I was just in London 2 days ago at a trade show for my products, because obviously we have a distributor over there and I wanted to make an appearance and talk about my products to the UK audience. And I had a speaker slot. So it was a 2-day event. I was the last speaker on the last day on a really sunny day, and just outside where I was speaking was a sunny beer garden, okay? Now, I have done shows where I have 2,000 women sitting at my event. There was like 3 people sitting listening to me at this.
I saw the photo on Instagram. It did make me chuckle. I was like,
I know.
It's funny at the same time, but
it's
not
funny, and it's also horrible. But like, do you know what? Putting that up there makes people realise that it isn't always, massive sellout shows and everything going wonderfully and you dressed in sequins. Sometimes no one fucking shows up. And that's okay too. You just need to keep going.
You work with what you've got, right?
You work with what you've got. And if no one turns up, you turn it into a funny reel.
Love it. And if someone listening is launching their own health or wellness brand or service, what's one piece of PR advice you'd absolutely want them to hear?
You need to talk directly to your customers. So you need to go on video yourself. The amount of people that have said to me, how have you done it? And I say, you have to go on video. You have to show up every day. You have to discuss your life. You don't need to go in. You only need to discuss how much information you want to discuss, but you have to show up every day. And they go, oh God, I couldn't do video, or I'm too embarrassed, or I'd have to look perfect. I'm like, people love it when your hair's standing on edge and you've got a bit of a tash and you haven't brushed your teeth. They love it because you look like they do. Okay, so just do it. The amount of founders that I've heard, they have might have an amazing product, but they're not willing to go on camera themselves. People buy people,
Yeah,
and people relate to people.
they
So that's what
do.
I'd say to you. So I'm giving away all my secrets now. People are going to do what I did now. It's great.
It's fabulous. Come on.
But you know what? There's absolutely space for everyone. I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer in bringing people along with you. Because, people have said to me like, oh God, especially in Ireland, I was the first mushroom brand in Ireland, really. And there's a few products out there now that are adding mushrooms to it, and people have said to me, oh, would you look now, you're being copied. I'm like, but that means that there's just more people talking about it, and there's absolutely space for everyone, particularly female founders. I have a soft spot for female founders. I find men have been very helpful to me throughout my career and throughout my business launch, etc. But I do have a special soft spot for female founders, because I just think that in some ways it's just that little bit more difficult for us to get seen and heard, to get funding,
Yeah.
when we walk into a boardroom and with a man and we both have the same product and service, who's more likely to get funding? We know time and time again it's the man.
Yeah.
Women are often juggling children. Like I did 12 years of R&D on my products before I launched them.
Wow.
In between those 12 years, I was breastfeeding 3 boys, raising them. I had a full-time job in the pharmacy. It was tough. It was tough. So, and this isn't just a sob story, but it's about, if you have your eye on something that you want, you can do it, but you do need help. So I think that asking for help, people love to help. They do. Just ask someone to go for a coffee. Do you know how green I was when I first started out this thing? I thought that if I invited someone to coffee to just have a chat with them and maybe ask them how they did things, that I had to pay them for their time. But I remember turning around to my husband saying, oh, but sure, I have to pay them. He's like, what? People will meet you. And they do. People show up. They like to meet you. Or if they can't meet you in person, they're certainly happy to jump on a call.
Yeah.
As I would be.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. I get asked for help all the time. And it's wonderful to get asked for help, because then, it means then that people perceive you as you're doing something right. Because sometimes, in the depths of despair at night time, when you feel things are going wrong, you can just be thinking, oh my goodness, what have I done? But yeah, it's good to I love kind of passing on a bit of knowledge to people, because it's great to see other people grow as well.
Yeah, no, that's sound advice. Right, time for a quick dose of fun before we wrap up. I'm going to hit you with a this or that game.
Okay.
I call PR prescription.
Okay.
You've got to answer fast, no overthinking, okay? So it's either one or the other.
Okay.
Let's go. Press release or Instagram story?
Instagram story.
Magazine cover or podcast interview?
Podcast interview.
Right answer. Morning smoothie or morning coffee?
Morning coffee.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Supplements or skincare?
Supplements.
Obviously. Brand collaborations or solo launches?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I've only ever done a solo launch, but I am
Really?
now thinking, I'm 3 years in, that collaborations could be good too. I'd say, Can I
Yeah.
say a mix of both?
You can.
Okay.
Speaking at a conference or hosting a masterclass?
Speaking at a conference.
Okay. Launch a new product or write another book?
Launch a new product. Can you not see the lines and the wrinkles and the sleepless nights that I've had?
How long did it take you to write your book?
Oh, it takes ages.
Is it grueling?
So it's grueling. Do you know what? It's easy to write. It's difficult to edit, because you're like, oh, I've 70,000 words now. I have to make this 35,000. Yeah.
5K run or 5-star spa day?
5K run.
Oh,
Yeah, I love my
really?
exercise. Yes, I love my exercise.
Nice.
Really important to me for my mental health and my physical health. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Laura, this was such a powerful conversation. Thank you for showing us how to be bold, to be smart, and unapologetically real.
I loved this chat, Patz. This was great. It was like sitting down with a pal.
So whether we're launching a business, talking about taboo topics, or just figuring out how to own our space in the world, I think this chat has been fantastic. Where can people find you online and stay in the loop with all things FabÜ and Fabulous Pharmacist?
So my handle on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook is Fabulous Pharmacist. That's for me and my life and running my business and all the health and wellness tips and tricks that I give. And then for my business, it is FabÜ Wellness on all the same channels too.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much.
And to all my listeners, if you found this episode interesting, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend or colleague who needs to hear it, and or leave a review. It helps the show reach more amazing listeners like you. And don't forget, if you're ready to elevate your PR game, check out my e-course, PR Like a Boss. It's packed with actionable tips to help you get noticed and stand out. The link is in the show notes. Join me next time for more conversations with my female powerhouses. Until then, keep pushing boundaries and PRing like a boss.